This is Justin Kantor, and welcome to another edition of Rhythmic Talk on Blog Talk Radio. Today, I'm excited to be talking with a very soulful vocalist who also happens to be a skilled artist manager and talent coach. Her name is Robbie Danzie. She first came to the public's attention as lead vocalist for the all-female R&B group Krystol, fronting hits like Precious Precious, I Might Fall in Love with You, and Passion from a Woman. Nowadays, she's heading up her own business, Prodigy International. So we have the unique opportunity to learn both about the performing and business sides of this industry we call music. So welcome, Robbie. I'm really excited to be talking with you today.
I'm excited as well. So this is a wonderful experience for me and a wonderful opportunity to share some of my experiences with people and to just have a chance to talk with you too, Justin.
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to it a lot. In fact, of course, my first initiation to the talent of Robbie Danzie was as a member of Krystol. And when I was a student at Berklee College of Music, I took a business management class, several actually, but in this one particular class, I remember that we had a paper assignment dealing with different points of history and the Billboard charts and different patterns we saw. And I actually used Krystol as an example in that paper because I was still enthralled with the group at that time when I had discovered them. And I think the group had such a unique combination of cutting edge songs, edgy, crisp production, and soulful vocals, and that's one that you certainly brought a special vigor and energy to during your time with them. And so now with you having gone into the business side, you know, it allows me to also expand my knowledge of that aspect of performing because, as they say, music is a business.
Yes. Yes, it's really nice to hear that. Actually, you know, we were a part of your education. That's really awesome.
Well, so you're originally from St. Louis, and
yes.
Can you tell me about your growing up there, about your family and where you grew up?
Yes. Well, actually, I'm a part of a musical family. I'm an only child, but I do have stepsisters. And so I was immersed in music from the very beginning. My father was somewhat of a famous trumpeter saxophonist back in the day that traveled and worked with Miles Davis and Sammy Davis Jr. Way back in the day. My father's name was Robert Danzie, but he went by Robbie Danzie.
Okay.
And
That's
he was
cool.
responsible for actually influencing quite a few saxophonists in his day. And my mom was a pianist singer, so in a church and what have you. So I was actually a product of love and music, I guess, so to speak. And when I was growing up in St. Louis, I had an opportunity to do lots of musical events, starting in nursery school and throughout my educational career.
So you're a real early bloomer.
Oh, yeah, actually, I have pictures of myself on stage in nursery school, and it's kind of funny.
Man,
but,
that's awesome.
But it was never truly encouraged in my house. Like, you know, my parents couldn't deny that I had this passion, and that I was gifted. But at the same time, they encouraged me to stay in school, and I happen to be a person that loves to be in school. I love being a student, and so that was no problem. But they kind of wanted to discourage me from going into the music industry just because they knew, quite a bit about it and how difficult and challenging it could be.
Was your dad primarily a touring musician or a recording musician?
He was primarily touring. He didn't do much recording. In one of Miles Davis's books, he speaks of my dad praisingly, but he never recorded anything with him as far as I know. I'm learning more about my father as I get older because I didn't know all these things about him when I was a child. Probably didn't have sense enough to care. You know how it is when you're a kid. But you just know that this is the life you're living, and this is what it is. So But yeah, he was primarily, I think, just, someone that played gigs around town and did a little traveling with him here and there, but not recording.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what were the circumstances that led you to join Krystol?
When I was away at school, I met their initial manager. His name is Kevin Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
and he managed me while I was in school. And this was in Iowa. I was in Iowa. I went to Drake University, and so I was studying and I was singing. Couldn't stop the singing. And Kevin Thomas was managing me, and he said, "Robbie, if you ever go to LA, I want you to look these girls up. Call this number and let them know who you are, and maybe that might lead to something." So after I graduated from Drake, I went to St. Louis. I spent some time with Vision Band, like a year, and then I got antsy, and I said, I want to go to Los Angeles. And so I went to Los Angeles and immediately contacted Krystol's manager, Myrna Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And she informed me that the lead singer at that time was about to go on maternity leave, and they were completing their second album,
Mm-hmm.
Talk of the Town,
Mm-hmm.
and that it was time to do some promotion work, but they needed to audition people for the lead. And I said, yeah, I'd love to audition. And so I immediately, like the next day, I think we had an appointment. I went to her home, and she auditioned me. I sang something for her. I don't remember what, and she liked me. And she then that same day, like, immediately took me to Indugu Chancellor's house.
Oh.
And I auditioned for him right there at his piano, which was awesome. He liked me, and so she got even more excited. She said, let's go to Leon Silver's house right now. And I went to his house and auditioned for him, and the girls happened to be there that day as well in the studio. And so then I had to audition for them, and by the end of the day, I had this gig. I
Wow.
had the job to sub for the lead singer, who was Karen Floyd,
Mm-hmm.
at that time, and she was going on maternity leave, as I said. And so in the course of them recording this CD, unfortunately, one of the members, Dee Marie Warren, was leaving Leon Silver's house in Laurel Canyon, and her car went over the cliff, and she died.
I never knew the exact story. I knew that she had died in a car crash, but I didn't know what exactly had happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so then, in this very sad period, Karen Floyd opted not to return. What happened, we went on our promotional tour. It was the three of us. So then it was Tina Scott, Roberta Stigger, and myself,
Mm-hmm.
and we represented Krystol on the promotional tour. And in the course of all of this, Karen Floyd opted not to return.
Okay.
So then it became, it was just the three of us, and of course at that point they wanted me to stay on permanently after I'd done the promotional tour and all this. So I then was with them permanently, but you have to understand that this all happened for me when I came into LA within a week.
Wow.
I got signed, and also I joined. I was doing theater at that time, and so I was a part of a pretty big play that was written by Sarah Finney Johnson, who's responsible for Moesha and the Parkers, and she's now doing The Game. And so I got picked up as an actress and a singer, literally within days after I got there.
Those are some good breaks.
Yeah, it was very overwhelming, though. I'll tell you, very overwhelming for the St. Louis girl.
Well, I would say that would be hard to juggle a promotional schedule with a R&B group at the same time with a theater gig.
Exactly. So when I completed the play, by that time we had done the rehearsals and we were on the road. So it was really an amazing situation for me that I think I somewhat took for granted, unfortunately, because it happened so quickly. It was so very easy for me. I never did a demo or a resume or anything.
Wow.
It just happened. So I don't know. If you'll notice on Talk of the Town, I'm on the album.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm on it and pictured on it. So
did you have any expectations going into the group, and was the reality the same or different than those expectations if you had them when you were actually in the music business, being part of a group on a major label?
Of course. At that time when I joined, like I said, I was overwhelmed. But all I knew that all my life I wanted this, And I felt like this was what I wanted. Like, I wanted stardom, in the sense that I wanted to be able to do my